Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Lead, Sell, Grow the Human Experience podcast. I hope you guys are doing well. And here are some things that I'm learning. This whole episode is going to be about what do we need to do to become more effective and efficient in sales? Like, what do you need? What do you need to have on a sales call if they're over the phone? And what do you need to have prepared for a sales call if you're going in person in order to be more effective? So my goal is to change all the sales professionals out there. So if you're in sales, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're out in front of people selling to them, I want to take you from an order taker and help you break some records. All right. I heard somebody say from order taker to record breaker. I wish it was mine. It sounds really, really cool, but that's what we want to do. Order taker to record breaker. So here's some things that, and this is going to be a very short episode because I have about 20 minutes and I'm going to try to get done before that, before my next call. So the question that came up, and by the way, if you haven't looked at joining Relentless Goal Achievers yet, take a look. Just take a look. We're at 68 members now, and the calls we're having in a group setting where entrepreneurs and sales professionals bring their challenges live, and I help them work through those challenges in a group setting is just invaluable. People are selling more. They're hitting their goals better. Awesome group. Highly encourage you to check out the link somewhere in the description. For Relentless Goal Achievers, it's only $67 a month. All right. So here we go. Why do we need salespeople? Have you thought about that? Like, why do you need salespeople? And I am convinced that the main reason you need salespeople these days is to help people make a decision. People don't make decisions quickly. People are afraid to make decisions. People believe that if they make the wrong decisions, life and the world is going to be completely over. Nothing could be further from the truth. However, that's why we need salespeople. If you think about it, 10% of the people that you're going to connect with, they're going to be ready to buy. They love your product, love your service. You show up, they got credit cards ready, they're ready to go. 10% of the people will never, ever buy anything. They're just window shopping. Okay. So you got 10% that'll buy, 10% that won't buy. Is the 80% that we're going after. Is the 80% that are on the fence. It's the 80% that like it, but they're not good at making decisions. And the reason we want or we need sales professionals or we need entrepreneurs is to take those people wherever they are and cross them across the bridge to help them get to a decision, whether that decision is to buy your product or service, or whether that decision is to not buy your product or service, where everybody's going to be better off if they're not stuck in thinking and paralysis by analysis zone, but if they come to a decision, right? Get that off your plate so that you can go and do other stuff. One less thing to decide. So that's why you're here. That's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're a sales professional, to help people make a decision. So stop being passive about it. So many salespeople, hey, yeah, well, so let me know when you think, let me know when you're done thinking, right? Yeah, so, decide what you want and just give me a call. No, that's not how it's going to work. What happens? You leave that type of a meeting. All right, great. We have to think about it. The customer says, all right, great. We have to think about it. And what do you say? Okay, great, Mr. Customer. Absolutely. And then what? They never return your calls. They don't answer emails. Aren't you tired of that? So here's what you should do instead. And here I've done this, and it's pretty funny to get a laugh out of it. As a coach, I can ask some good questions. Okay, but here's a question you can ask. Next time somebody says, I got to think about it, you say, hold on. You told me how busy you are, right? Right. So let me ask you something. When I leave, you're telling me that you're going to put everything else aside. You're going to go sit in a rocking chair somewhere and think about this. Is that what you think is going to happen? And they'll get a kick out of that. And then you say, when do you really think you're going to think about it? When will you have time in your busy schedule to actually give this time? Now, look, I know you're busy. I know that this is just another thing on your plate. Let me help you get it off your plate. Either we're going to make a decision to move forward with it or make a decision not to. But here's why you should. Have the guts to say that to a customer. Have the guts to show them that, hey, you probably don't, you're not going to think about it. It's just going to pile up and stress you out. Let's get it off your plate. All right. So here's what we need. Here's what you're going to need to be successful in sales. One, you're going to have a script. When you call somebody, do you know what you sound like for the first 4 seconds, or are you stuttering? Um, uh, uh, do you do that? Or are you sharp as a tack? Do you know what you're going to say? Hey, John, this is Eric. How's it going? Hey, John, Eric with the Goal Guide. How's it going? Hey, John. Hey, Amy. Hey, Melissa. Right? I want to really quick, really sharp, no stutter, 3 seconds, not even 3 seconds, very quickly get their attention. What do you say when you call? Hi, Amy. This is Jane from ABC Company. You've lost them. You sound like everybody else. So you got to have a script. And not only that, you got to practice that script. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Do you think when Brad Pitt does a movie, he hasn't practiced the script? No, they practice the script so much that when they say it, it sounds like they've never seen a script. It sounds like it's natural. And that's what you got to do in sales. You have to have a script. You got to have a script for your transition sentences, right? So when you're done in the intelligence gathering phase, when you've asked enough questions and you've qualified that this person is actually a good fit for what you're selling, how do you transition? What do you say? Here's one. Hey, Amy, based on everything you told me, I think you're going to be a perfect fit for our name your product or service. And let me tell you why. And let me tell you why. Do you have those scripted? Do you know what you're going to say and when you're going to say it? And then and let me tell you why. Do you know what you're going to say there? Most salespeople don't. They wing it. They wing it, and then they wonder why nobody calls them back. Don't be that sales professional. Don't be that entrepreneur. This is way more important. All right. So scripting is huge. And if you don't have a script and you don't know where to start on the script, you don't have anybody to role play, that's exactly what Relentless Goal Achievers is all about. Look below, take a look, see at the landing page. If that's a good fit for you, would love to check you out in the group and help you. I can help you come up with a script. I can help see where your flaws are in a sales process, why people may not be calling you back, and I can help you tweak it so that people call you back. That's what I do. That's my job. Check it out. I'd love to see you in there. All right. Next thing is, do you know the benefits? So people don't buy your product because they like your product. People buy your product or your service because of what they get from it. What is the end result that they're trying to get? So what are the benefits of them buying your product? I used to say, how do you sell a drill bit? Well, we don't sell a drill bit. We sell the hole, right? Nobody needs a drill bit. They don't need the drill. They don't want the drill bit. They might need the drill bit. They don't need another drill bit. They need a hole. So they buy the drill bit so that they can make the perfect hole. And we got to be able to be that bridge, to bridge the gap between where they are and where they want to be. And that gap is your product or your service. Hey, my relationship is shit. Well, have you considered a coach? That's the gap. Hey, my sales are stuck. Have you considered Relentless Goal Achievers? That's the gap. I mean, that's the bridge that's gonna bridge the gap between my sales are stuck to getting more sales. My mindset is shit. I wake up and I'm constantly in negative. How do I get out of that? Well, guess what? We handle that too. Have you considered a coach? Right? That's been my world. Anyway, so we got to be able to tell people not, hey, I'm a coach, I coach people, but listen, if you're not making the money you're making, if you're waking up every morning and you're already stressed out, if you want a better, more prosperous, positive, energetic feel to your life, let's have a conversation. I have some ideas that will help get you there. That's what I help people do, is help them live a life that's stress-free, build relationships, sell more, whatever, right? But I focus on a future result. And whatever it is that you sell, there's a future result that will benefit your potential client. So focus on that, not the product itself. All right. Next thing is social proof. What do people say about your product? Do you know? Do you have it written out? Have you looked at Google reviews? Have you looked at consumer trends? Have you asked your clients and documented it? Because we need that. We really do need that. So when you're talking to somebody, and let's say you're selling to a CFO and you have another CFO who realized that your product saved their organization a ton of money, can you say, hey, I have another client who's a CFO, what he absolutely or she absolutely loved about this service is that they were able to get this ROI And we're confident we can do the same for you, Mr. Customer. Social proof is huge. That's why Amazon has reviews. That's why Google has reviews. Why do you guys think? Because it's huge and it works. People want to know that they're not the only one that's going to use this product. How often has your customer said, hey, do you have any references I can call up? Why? Social proof. So have those handy. You want to have those handy, especially if you're closing deals on a first call. So-and-so said this, you'll benefit the same way. But here's the key, by the way. What you want to do, if you're talking to, let's say, a wife, right? Let's say you're selling air conditioning services, pool maintenance services, whatever, home services, and you're speaking to a wife, if you're given social proof, don't say you dealt with a husband and wife combo, because what will happen there is they'll say, oh, you know what? I should probably get my husband involved too. So if you're speaking with a wife, mention another housewife. If you're speaking with a man, mention another man, right? That's where social proof is key. Next thing is stories of success. So what are some stories that you have? Like for me, I have this story where I helped save a guy's marriage. He hired me to help him grow his business. In like 3 weeks in, turns out him and his wife are having turmoil. She moved out of the house. He is a wreck. And within a few months, they were back together happily ever after. That is probably one of my best stories ever. And I tell that over and over again when I'm speaking with potential coaching clients. I tell stories of how I help people 4x in a year, right? Their revenues and their incomes. And we got to have those, collect those. Like, what are you proud of? What are you proud of accomplishing for your potential clients or for your clients in the past? Document them. Because you know what? Naturally, we are our worst own critic. We tend to not look at the good things that we've accomplished. We overlook them and we focus on all the negative stuff for some reason. And what I'm asking you to do is have a list of all the great things that you've accomplished, especially in your business world, in your sales career. If you're an entrepreneur with your company, have those things ready to go. Then do you have a why, right? Like, why should they do business with you? Why should they do business with your company? Why should they buy that product? And why is your offer a good offer? Do you have an answer for all those 4 key points? We call them the 4 squares. The reason why that's important is because in a sales conversation where you're helping make people decisions, those are going to be the reasons why. They actually have to be certain in those 4 areas before they make any decision to move forward with you. They have to be certain that you're going to be the right person for them, that you're going to take care of them if things go south. They have to be certain your company is reputable and is good and equipped to handle any situation after they buy the product. They have to make sure the product is actually, they have to be certain that the product will actually get them what they want. And they absolutely have to be certain that your offer is the best one and they're not going to find a better one in a day or two. So do you have those things scripted out and ready to go? If I was to ask you, why you, what would you say? I remember a young man kept reaching out to me to join one of the chambers of commerces. And there's like 4 or 5 of them in the area, right? Different groups, kind of like the Chamber of Commerce. I'm between 2 counties. So there's the 2 county ones. And, I took the call. I'm sitting down with him and I asked him, I said, so help me understand, why yours? Why should I join yours versus the other one? And the first thing he said was, well, we're all pretty much the same. That did not make me want to join that one. That absolutely did not make me want to join that one. I ended up coaching him on how he should say that. And what I coached him on was, listen, people join the Chamber of Commerce so that they can connect in the community. Why don't you be that conduit? You're getting all the members together who are coming in. You know who the members are. Why not tell them, like, hey, here's where I'm different. The reason you want to join this chamber is because you get me. And what you get with me is that the day you join, I sit down with you and ask you about your goals. Who do you want to meet? We go through our members list. And if there's anybody on that list that you want to meet, I make a personal introduction email for you two to meet. Now, how powerful is that? What if we could do that? Well, now there's a clear reason why to join this chamber versus any other chamber in the area. So that's what I did. Okay. That is all I have for today. Before I go, one more thing before I go. Do not let, if somebody tells you I'm not interested, chances are they're not certain. What they're saying is you have not convinced them that you, your company, your product, or your offer is the right fit for them. And I need you to start using a little bit of logic here, because if somebody took the time to accept a meeting with you, get on a call or meet with you in person, listen to your presentation, and then said they're not interested, they're still interested in solving some kind of problem in your space. What they're saying is they're probably not going to do it with you. So one of the first questions we have to be really good at asking when we show up to a meeting or a call is, hey, Mr. Customer, thanks for meeting with me today. Let me ask you real quick, what got you interested in meeting with me today? You want to know, don't assume. A lot of sales professionals assume that people are just interested in their software or whatever they're selling. Not the case. You want to understand why they took the meeting, why they're spending the time with you, and you want to understand their problem. What challenge do they have that they're trying to solve? If you don't, and you're just assuming, chances are you're not going to get the deal. All right, guys, last chance. Go take a look for the link. Relentless Goal Achievers. It's an awesome group. We're growing it, and I'd love for you to be in there. We connect 3 times every single week. We have calls. There's a teaching call. There are open Zoom calls where members hop in, they bring their challenges, and they get coached on the spot so that their business can skyrocket. I'm Eric, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in.